All right, everyone, welcome to the Survive This Season's Challenge. This video is to help you understand how the challenge works as far as the point system. Remember that this challenge is all about education and motivation and doing things really consistently and learning that it doesn't take an all or nothing approach to getting in shape and losing weight, but really it just takes some really important things and understanding the importance of those, doing them consistently, and over time learning how to adjust individual things. And that's what we're all about, is the education side of this. So that this challenge is really going to teach you some of those fine tuning points, and I think in the end this is probably going to be the most beneficial thing that you've done, because again, it's not all consuming, and getting healthy and in shape doesn't have to be, and that's what I think is really important. So going over the challenge points, I'm going to try to talk fast, get through this as quickly as possible, but I don't want to miss anything, so you'll just have to hang with me for a little bit. So everything is going to be scored on a point system through daily tasks. And these daily tasks are what's listed here. And I'm going to go through them one by one. Again, try to be as fast as possible. The first one being exercise. So it's 1 point per day. And remember, this is all done on the app. So all you're going to do is a daily check-in and just say, yes, I did my exercise. Yes, I did not eat refined sugars. You're going to go through and just say yes or no. It calculates your points for you. This is very simple. It's not going to take long. But you do need to be really honest about these things, because this is fully on the honor system. And I do not want people trying to just win the money. I want you to get something out of this. I want it to be very fair. So I'm going to need you guys to be really honest about these things. So exercise is the number 1 point that you can score per day. Now this is only a 6-point max. Obviously there's 7 days in a week, but we want you mandatory taking at least 1 rest day. Once you're out of the challenge, I personally believe that taking 2 to 3 rest days makes the most amount of sense, depending on how hard you're going within your workout. So, but for the challenge, it's a challenge. We're going to push you a little bit harder, and then you get to decide once you're done with the challenge what makes the most sense beyond that. So there's only 6 points. So if you exercise every single day, mark it. It'll only provide you with 6 points anyways. But if you only work out 4 days, you'd only get 4 of the 6 total points. And this challenge is all about scoring as many points that you can. But there is a rest day included in this, so just mark it accordingly. Exercise is going to be 30 minutes of purposeful exercise. So if you have a physical job, it doesn't count. This is going to be something that you're specifically getting your heart rate up, you're lifting weights, you're doing something that is more challenging than your daily routine. So do not count work, do not count steps or walking around. That's not going to count in this. This is meant to be, focus on building muscle or cardiovascular. So 30 minutes per day to get that single point. The benefits of exercise, you'll definitely be learning all about that throughout this challenge. For now, we're going to move on. Next point, single point per day, is no refined sugars. This is without question the one that gets questioned the most. And you guys are definitely going to be asking a lot about this one, and that's perfectly fine. That'll help you really get things figured out. But no refined sugars is basically, if you've ever heard shop the perimeter of the store, that's where your foods that are least refined are usually located. So that's going to be your proteins, your fats, all the stuff in the middle is going to be the box stuff. And not to say you can't shop in there, because there's going to be some things that are perfectly fine, but things like your macaroni, if you have to cook it out of the box, like I said, chances are it's highly processed. No, fruit is not going to count because it's sugar. This is just really highly processed foods. White bread's probably not the best choice. Like your brown rices, whole grains, stuff like that is not going to be what we're going to consider refined for this challenge. So we'll go over this more. You're going to have lots of questions on this one, I'm sure, so I'm not going to spend too much time here, but just don't overthink it. 1 point per day, and this again is 6 points max. So to me, this challenge represents being realistic in your everyday life, your lifestyle. So having a day where you eat some refined foods, it's not the end of the world. And if you're doing stuff right, 90/80, I like the 80/20 rule, but 90% of the time, and you have one day where you eat some refined foods, you're going to learn that that's perfectly fine if you're active and eating good most of the time. It's not all or nothing. It never has been, never should be. So it's only 6 days out of the 7 that you can get points for. So again, it's not perfection, it's just improvement. Next one is water. For females, it will be 2 liters a day. Males, it will be 3 liters per day. And we all know about hydration and how important it is. And one thing I want you to think about is like oil in an engine. When it becomes thick, its viscosity. Blood is much the same. If you do not give it the water, it doesn't travel very well within the body. And oxygen is one of the things that moves within the blood, and oxygen is the driver of caloric burn. It's going to help with your digestion, your cognitive function. We could go on and on about the importance of water, but that one's pretty obvious. So get your 2 liters if you get it. You're going to mark that you got it. And 3 liters for men, and that's an easy point. That's 7 days a week, because this is something you should never really be slacking on. Next point is for veggies, and this is going to be really relative to fruits and vegetables. What you may learn through the education part of this is some of you may not want to be eating fruit. It may temporarily stifle your progress, so you may just be veggies, but we're looking for things that are high antioxidant, reduce inflammation, give you lots of vitamins, minerals. Things are going to be fighting. They're going to be reducing inflammation again. So fiber is going to be really important for your gut health. So veggies, and that's going to be 1 per meal that you eat. So that one's pretty obvious. Don't overthink this one either. But if you're eating a meal, it should contain a fruit or vegetable, a nice hearty serving. So don't overthink this one. Just get your fruits and vegetables, at least a serving each meal. That's going to be 7 days a week. Again, this one is super obvious. Tons of benefits from it, so why not? 1 point for daily contact. And this one is just if you have a friend that's doing the challenge, if you post within the community, if you comment on someone else's post, this will count as daily contact point, because we just want you to be a part of a community, being helpful to others or rooting someone else on. It just helps to be a part of something that's heading in the right direction. So we want to make sure that you're being active within the community. So 1 point, that is as easy as it gets. 7 points total for the week. So every single day you need to have some daily contact. It doesn't have to be through the app. I would definitely suggest that you do, because I want to be hearing from you. But if you have a friend, again, then you can contact your friend, say, hey, how you doing? Just be a part of someone else's journey, and part of the community would be awesome. So the next one is probably one of the most important ones of all, especially through this 12 weeks. After that, you probably will never need to do it again, but that's the whole point of it. Tracking your calories. So you're going to have to learn to either tally things on paper, which is super annoying, or use a tracking app. This may be something you've never done before, but it will be the most valuable thing that you do, because we need to know how much you're consuming, because this will have so much to do with your ability to build muscle or lose weight, lose fat. So knowing what you need, and we're going to teach you all of this, how much you need to consume, and then creating a calorie deficit. And this is, again, don't get too concerned with this right now. This is just going over the point system. So we're going to have lots more information on this and guidance. But tracking your calories is going to be 7 points per week. So you'll need to do it every day. If you've done that, you can actually mark it down as you've done that and get your point for it. So the last thing is negative points. And this one, there's only one, and that's alcohol. There's negative points would also be considered if you don't do something throughout the week, so you would lose points by not doing it. But there's also negative points that will eat away at the points that you scored throughout the week. And this one is alcohol. It's -3 points, and it's a lot of points that it takes away because it is so bad when you're trying to lose weight and get in shape. Consuming alcohol has lots of detrimental effects to your health, one of them being the fact that the liver is one of your organs that is trying to detoxify, and you're interrupting that by introducing what it sees as a toxin, and it can shut down fat burning either temporarily or long term, depending on how much alcohol you've consumed. And that could be anywhere from a few hours to 24 to 48 hours, depending on, again, on the amount that you consumed. So alcohol is just going to have nothing but negative effects. You may believe that wine is going to be okay, and that's fine. You can reintroduce that afterwards because there is some health benefits to some people with drinking a glass of wine per night. I don't have a problem with that. But for the challenge, we want you to see what happens when you remove alcohol completely. And then once seeing the results that you get after the challenge, you can decide how important alcohol really is based at that point by how you look and feel and how the challenge really changed you. So alcohol is -3. You will simply mark that you drank alcohol. It will subtract the points for you. Be honest. It doesn't matter how much you drink within that day. If it was just 1 or if it's 10, it's still only -3 points. So if you tallied all these up, 1 point for exercise, 6 days a week, 6 days a week for no refined sugars, 7, 7, 7, and 7, that's going to equal 40 points. So 40 points as far as the daily challenge options that you have to do. Then, I shouldn't say options because they're not optional, but your 40 points will come from doing these consistently every day that you need to do them. So just mark them in the app. It'll tally your points for you. Again, the challenge is all about it's about scoring as many points as possible. So don't miss stuff, especially the easy stuff. If you end up drinking, be honest about it. Take away those points. And the next part is we're going to go into how you can score additional points on top of this. So stay tuned for that. So on to the next part of the scoring system of the Survive the Season Challenge. So you're going to be able to get points in multiple different ways. We did not want this to be a challenge that was all about weight loss. And as you've seen The Biggest Loser before, that created all kinds of metabolic issues for the contestants because they solely focus on losing the most amount of weight, which is a terrible idea. I do like the thought about making it about something that people appreciate, but it can't be the sole focus because what you're going to learn in this is that sometimes gaining weight in the way of muscle mass is the healthiest thing that you can do. And we want to promote good things like getting fit, getting in shape, and building muscle mass to bring your metabolism to life. We want that to be appreciated just as much as weight loss, if not more in my eyes. And we'll teach you guys more about that. So you can feel like you're getting somewhere by doing something other than starving yourself. But for people that really genuinely do need to lose a lot of weight or some weight, then there is points that you can get for doing this. And that should be something that you're going to chase. So 1 pound of weight loss equals 10 points. This is pretty simple. 2 pounds, 20 points. 3 pounds, 30 points. 4 pounds, up to 40 points. And that's got to be within that week. Now, the one thing is, you can't lose 2 pounds and then gain that 1 pound back and then lose it again. You can only lose the weight one single time. So just remember that all you have to do is enter in your weight, and you should always be weighing yourself at the same time of day. It should be first thing in the morning, go to the bathroom, do everything the same every single day. And so you have that consistency in actual weight loss. Hydration is going to matter. So you may see some big fluctuations in your weight. That's completely normal. That's not the concern. Everyone's going to face the same problems. You should be fully hydrated, but go to the bathroom first. Number 1, number 2, whatever you do it the same every day. And then you will enter your weight, and that's going to establish your points for you. So don't overthink it. Don't worry about it. But you know that you can't lose weight, gain it back, and get more points for that losing that same weight again. So up to 40 points can be gotten from weight loss. Now the other side of it, which is the side that I love, is you can get the same amount of points for partaking in our fitness and health challenges. These will be different things. This will be certain exercise or circuits or habits that we're going to have you do that you can gain points. The same amount of points that you can gain through weight loss. And this evens the playing field. So these, it's going to be the same thing, set up as 10, 20, 30, or 40. And this will be explained more at the time because every week the fitness and health challenges are going to be slightly different, set up different, just to keep it fresh all the time. So just know that you're going to be able to get up to 40 points if you fulfill the part of the challenge that gets you 40 points. Again, we'll describe that at that time. So if you get all 4 pounds of weight loss, then this will not count. It's going to be one or the other. So you can only get 80 points total, 40 for your weekly habits, the water, the exercise, all of that stuff. And then you can get 40 points for your bonus or weight loss points. One thing I want you guys to think about is anyone who doesn't have substantial amount of fat to lose should never ever be going for 4 pounds per week. This is going to be someone that's really obese and really needs to lose that. The most that you want to lose and still remain healthy and not risk losing muscle, which is the biggest no-no, is 2 pounds a week. So if you're someone that doesn't have much weight to lose, don't even worry about this. We're going to be doing the fitness challenges, getting in shape, improving your metabolism, doing all the things that really matter. You work really hard for this. Don't even worry about this. So it's pretty simple. This is going to do it for you within the app. You don't really have to think about it. It'll do those points for you. This, you're probably, and it's going to be different week to week, it's probably going to say, did you get this far into the challenge? Did you complete 10 points worth, 20 points worth? So again, it'll be pretty obvious. So don't overthink it right now. I just want you guys to know that there's going to be equal opportunity to win this challenge. So 80 points per week is the maximum amount of points that you can get if you did everything perfect within your challenge points, and then also completed either your 4 points, 40 points from weight loss, or your 40 points from the fitness and health challenge. So the one thing you'll be able to do is if you only get 2 pounds of weight loss, then you will be able to get up to 20 more points from the fitness and health challenge. So you can make up those points. We're going to keep it fair every way possible, but you can't get more than the 40 points. So obviously you'll never have more than 80 points or 40 from this portion of it. So just know that you can't do extra credit. But if you are to the point where you don't need to lose much weight and you use the weight loss from this as a bonus essentially, and you're trying as hard as you can in this area to get all 40 points, then maybe this will just be a result of, weight loss will just be a result of working your ass off over here. So I think it makes sense for everybody, and we're going to set it up in ways, there's different fitness levels. We're going to make it to where it's fair over here as well. So don't worry about that, someone super fit just dominating over here. We want it to be set up for everyone to succeed. So again, more details to come on this specific part of it, but this is the overall point system and how it works. You guys are going to have more questions. I know it. That's fine. That's what we're there for. We're going to walk you through everything. Don't stress about this. Lower your stress and you're going to feel better, look better. This isn't meant to be something that makes your life more difficult. This is going to be something that's drastically going to improve how you look at things and educate your way to being successful. So this is the final walkthrough on your point system. There's one more thing I want to talk about, and to me, this is going to be the holy grail of this whole contest. So there's the challenge, and you're going to be able to win money and prizes and stuff like that for the actual challenge portion of scoring the maximum amount of points per week. But there's also a leaderboard, so there'll be a challenge leaderboard, and there's going to be a overall leaderboard. I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but this is going to be a different point system, and this is going to be points that you'll get automatically for replying to someone's post, like egging them on, rooting them on, or sharing on the community page. You're going to get points for that stuff by watching educational videos, by taking part in different challenges that you can get points for, just within the weekly structure of this thing. So the leaderboard for just the general points that you can score, to me, the more points that you score on this leaderboard, that's going to be the true winner, because that means you're a really active participant. You're helping people out or rooting them on. You're posting your successes, your challenges. That to me, and I'm personally, with my own money, I'm going to give prizes to these people that are really winning in the place that I truly think that matters. The challenge is awesome. I think really going hard is going to teach you to be consistent and see the value in that. But being an active participant and really going hard and doing all the little things right, and educating yourself through some of the content, and that's where the true beauty is, and that's the person that I want to see win, and I'm going to reward that person myself. So thanks for following along. Again, if you're going to have questions, that'll happen the first week of the challenge. That's going to be a week where we're going to get you guys all prepared. We're going to set some baselines for exercise, stuff like that. But for now, I'm going to be quiet because this video is already long enough, and I'm super excited for you guys to get started.